Thank you for joining today in the webinar that is known as Beyond the Suit and Tie, Building Wealth Through Franchising. Just a couple of housekeeping items up front. If, uh, if you please will enter your first and last name into Zoom, that will be helpful because at the end of the webinar, we're going to have some very nice prizes that are going to be given away, and we want to make sure we have your correct information. And to be eligible for the prizes, you do need to attend the entire webinar. So again, thank you so much for participating today, and let's get started. All right, so the agenda for our webinar is we'll talk a little bit about my story, from being a corporate executive to becoming a franchise consultant and to be my own boss. The importance of working with the right franchise consultant or franchise broker, understanding franchise opportunities, the best time to invest in a franchise. We will have a session at the end for Q&A. And as I mentioned, we're going to have some nice prizes that we're going to be giving away at the end. So this is a testimonial that I recently received from someone that I placed into a franchise about 3 years ago. And he liked it so well that he contacted me last year and wanted to find another franchise to purchase. So he's a repeat customer, and he's doing quite well with both of his franchises in beautiful Omaha, Nebraska. So as you see here, I've been in franchising for quite some time. In the 90s, I started, working with dealer store owners slash franchise owners that were at Sears. And, in the 2000s, I joined Miracle and had great success bringing in new franchise owners into the network. Recognizing the opportunity to leverage my expertise and pursue entrepreneurial independence, I founded Career Transition Authority. I had learned a lot over the years in franchising, and I really wanted to be my own boss and take all of my knowledge and share it with individuals who are seeking out franchise business ownership opportunities. And nearly a decade later, I'm still doing it. And I thoroughly enjoy working with individuals and helping them find that perfect opportunity out there in the form of franchise ownership. I am also a franchise owner. I teach classes to emerging brands on how to sell franchises. So I literally am immersed in franchising just about every waking moment of every day. Here again, I wanted to leverage my knowledge of franchising and to be my own boss. Addressing the elephant in the room, choosing the right franchise consultant. So there are roughly between 3,500 and 4,000 franchise consultants out there. How do you know which one to work with? Well, an early indicator of working with some of the best is if someone has the letters CFE behind their name. I have those letters. That means I am a certified franchise executive. This is a program that is overseen by the International Franchise Association. It takes a few years to receive this. There's a very large test you have to take at the end. And the last I checked, there's only about 3,000 CFEs in the entire world. So, as you're searching out a consultant, see if they are a certified franchise executive. It's the highest level of accreditation anyone can receive in franchising. So they also should have experience as a franchisee, working for a franchisee, and or both. It's really interesting to, talk to people through the eyes of someone who already owns a franchise. I can speak at the franchisee level. I've had long careers on the franchisor level. So it's really important that you choose someone that has that balance and can see both sides of it. Should have a minimum of 10 years of experience in franchising. Should be regularly quoted in franchise publications, talk shows, conferences, etc. Should have a physical office to meet with their clients. So not just asking someone to meet at the local coffee shop. Someone that's a serious franchise consultant will have an office to meet with their potential clients. Okay. The challenge, like I said, is there's already over 3,000 self-described franchise consultants in the US. Quite honestly, any of you on this call today could call yourselves a franchise consultant. There is no barrier to entry, making it hard to know who can best assist you in finding the right franchise opportunity. One day that will probably change, but for today, there is no barrier. So choose that consultant with strong advice, with strong experience, and seek out consultants with proven certified experience in the franchise industry. This is very true. Over the years, I've built my own expertise through hands-on experience and top-tier industry credentials. I'm a big believer of never stop learning. I don't care what you get into. Um, you know, Knowledge is golden, and always challenge yourself, to be the best in whatever industry you choose. And, I chose to get my CFE. And like I said, I'm very proud of that. I also took it to the next level and got a degree in franchise management from Georgetown. I also have an MBA from the University of Phoenix, and I've been recognized by 1851 Franchise Magazine as being one of the top brokers in the United States. So I'm very proud of all of these accomplishments. And as you can see, I'm probably close to 1,000, but uh, over 100 placements with 40 different brands over the years. Should you choose to work with me, my mission statement is to provide a customized, personalized approach to franchise consulting by aligning opportunities with your values. Every person on this call today will have your own unique values. And values can be, basically described as a wish list, that if the perfect business existed out there, it would have all of the attributes that are important to you. Such as, you might say, Charlie, I don't want a brick and mortar opportunity. I want home based. Charlie, I want to leave a legacy for someone someday. So let's make sure we take that into consideration. Charlie, I really like home services. So can we hone in on home services? I use some technology and some gut hunch to identify everyone's values. And from there, that's how I perform a search. And I really seek out franchisors with the same sorts of values. Also, upholding integrity, ensuring honesty and transparency in every interaction, whether you're seeking a full career transition or passive investment. I'm always going to seek out the perfect fit opportunity for you. I can normally whittle down the 4,300 franchises out there into a number, I would say, between 5 and 10 best fit opportunities for you. And from there, we start to, really hone in on the ones that have the most interest to you. That's my job, to guide and empower you. I'm not doing any selling, I'm doing matchmaking. And it's my job to, help you along the way through the franchisor's discovery process. So I prep you with questions. You should be asking them. I know the kinds of questions they're going to be asking you. I line up financing for you. I'm a one-stop shop. If you need legal review, if you need accounting services, anything like that, I can find you that. Um, I actively listen to what you're telling me. I'm educating you and inspiring you to make informed decisions that lead to the ideal franchise ownership opportunity. Set up a time for us to chat. There's no obligations, just good free information about franchising and owning a business. Oftentimes I'm asked the question, "Ooh, Charlie, how much are your services?" Um, the FTC has it set up, the Federal Trade Commission, where it's illegal for me to charge you for my services. So, should you purchase a franchise, the franchisor pays me. So, there is no charge for my services ever. So, I always want to make sure people realize that up front. And I only want you to purchase a franchise if you say, "Charlie, you couldn't have shown me a better opportunity. I'm moving forward." So let's take a poll. Before we dive in, how familiar are you with franchising? So let's give everyone a moment here to vote. Okay, hopefully everyone's had a chance to vote, and let's see what the outcome is. Here we go. Here are the results. So it's pretty balanced. We have some people who are already well informed. I've looked into this a lot. That's 14% of the attendees today. Somewhat aware. I know a few important things. Still exploring is 29%. I'm learning as I go. And nearly half of you, this is completely new. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. Um, as I've done this for the last decade, I would say that's a pretty accurate number. About half of the time, people are exploring franchise ownership as either an alternative for additional income or they're looking to replace their corporate job. So, but oftentimes they'll come to me and say, "Charlie, I know I want to be my own boss, but I don't know exactly what type of business I want." And that's where I'm your guide and I help guide you towards, those best fit opportunities. Okay. So understanding franchise opportunities, franchising allows an individual, which is called a franchisee, to run a business using the brand, products, and operational framework of an established company. So there's three things that you're guaranteed when you purchase a franchise. You're guaranteed access to their trademark to leverage in your local marketplace. You're guaranteed initial training and you're guaranteed ongoing support. And oftentimes I might share an opportunity that I think that it's going to be a good fit for you. And you might say, "Charlie, I don't know anything about this business model." You don't need to. The franchise will teach you the secret sauce of the industry and also operating the franchise. So don't let that dissuade you from exploring opportunities that you may not think are in your wheelhouse. So it offers a proven business model with built-in support, reducing many of the risks associated with starting a business from scratch. This is just an example of some of the industries that are out there: health and wellness, B2B, food and beverage, pet services. There are roughly, 40 industries that are out there. And, what's fun for me as a consultant is showing you something that you weren't necessarily thinking about, or you didn't know that was a franchise, that you're like, I see why you showed me this and I like it. Let's learn more about these. So there's an incredible variety. In the old days, everyone just thought McDonald's, food. There's so much more than food today. And there's different models, which we're going to talk about. Let's take another poll. What are the current struggles in your career? Is it financial instability? Is it a work-life conflict, stagnation in professional growth, or routine or lack of excitement in your current role? So let's see the results of this poll. And I can tell you, of the thousands of people that I have worked with so far as a consultant, I've experienced every one of these struggles that people go through. So I'm anxious to see the results here. All right. Uh, Financial instability and work-life conflict are 17%. So those are lower. Stagnation in professional growth. People that feel like, I just can't break this glass ceiling, I can't go up any higher. They just feel stuck. That's 33% of you. And then people who are just really bored, they hate repetitiveness. And so a routine or lack of excitement, 50% of you. Okay. So introducing franchise business models. So, there's four different models available out there, and let's jump into each one of these. The first one is owner operator. As you'll see here in this model, the franchisee takes an active role in managing daily operations. As an owner operator, you oversee business activities, you're engaging with customers, you're leading your staff, serving as the primary driving force. So, of the 4,300 franchises that are out there, the lion's share of the franchises are owner operator. So not every franchise offers other models. They only offer owner operator. So as I work with individuals, we uncover up front, which model do you want to explore? And I take that into consideration when performing a search. There's also the executive model. It's ideal for franchisees who take a strategic leadership role, overseeing operations through a manager or team. This approach allows owners to concentrate on business growth, often expanding into multiple locations. So this model is for empire builders. Someone who starts off with a single territory franchise, but in the back of their mind, they already know they want to open up a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, or perhaps they want to purchase a different franchise, like the example I shared earlier. So they're very involved in the business, but they're more I would say white collar activities behind the scene. Semi-absentee, I will tell you since COVID, there's been a huge surge in interest in semi-absentee opportunities. You know, many of you may have lost your job during COVID. You've now gone back, you have a new job, and you don't want to get caught flat-footed this time. So you're going to purchase a franchise and run it semi-absentee. So as you'll see in this model, the franchisee takes a hands-off approach to daily operations while overseeing the business from a strategic perspective. Typically, the way this is achieved, you would hire a general manager who's handling all the day-to-day tasks, allowing the owner to focus on other ventures, maintain a separate career, or enjoy more personal and family time. So, the billion-dollar question I'm always asked is, how many hours a week is this? And I never sugarcoat it. Initially, when you purchase the franchise, it's going to be 30 hours, 40 hours, whatever it takes to get the business off the ground. And then it can scale back to, I would say, between 15 to 20 hours a week. And you're doing things behind the scenes like, placing marketing, you're doing payroll, you're doing scheduling. So you're still involved in the business, but usually the general manager is handling the majority of the day-to-day operations. The last model, I'll be honest in saying these are few and far between. There are not a ton of 100% absentee opportunities out there, which is also known as the investor model. This model actually started in the 1970s with Hilton hotels. You would invest in the franchise. The Hilton hotel personnel ran the franchise for you. You check in with them, on a bi-monthly basis or monthly basis to see how the business is doing. There are some of these opportunities out there, but like I said, of the 4,300, it is a very small percentage that offer purely absentee investor. Okay, which franchise model best matches your entrepreneurial goals? Let's take a moment to take this poll. Which franchise model best matches your entrepreneurial goals? All right, let's look at these results. So 33% of you say owner operator, being a hands-on in the daily operations, managing and growing your business firsthand. There's 17% of you that are looking at being an empire builder, and there's 17% of you that would, entertain owning it passively or semi-absentee. And then roughly a third of you are looking for those investor opportunities, somewhere to just place your money and let the franchisor run the business for you. Okay, so it's pretty balanced. So let's talk about when the best time to invest in a franchise is. Uh, as you'll see, the most crucial step in franchising is making the decision to move forward. Is there ever a perfect moment to focus on your commitment to change? Success is driven by your action and not timing. Some of you may have had your fill up to here of working in corporate. You just can't take another day. Well, franchising could be, a better opportunity for you to where you have more control of your daily schedule and your paycheck. So there really is not a best time. It's really up to you. And what are you feeling? Are you feeling that the stock market's not doing well and you want to invest your monies into a franchise? That could be a time. So everyone's going to have their own unique moment to, to start to at least explore franchising. So before you invest in a franchise, think about the following. What is your personal passion? You know, and this doesn't have to be anything that is related to what you're currently doing. Maybe as you were growing up, you always loved doing, maybe you're that one who had that lemonade stand and you knew you wanted to be an entrepreneur. However, you went into corporate, they paid you well over the years, but you're like, I need something more. So, think about what your personal passions might be. Proven success, as part of the process of exploring franchises, you actually can look at the success rates of franchise owners within a particular brand. And you can also see those who have left the system. So that's available to you. Um, you know, are you looking for a low risk, high reward opportunity? Those kinds of opportunities, you need to let me know up front. Charlie, give me something that's very low risk and something that's relatively high reward. We would need to identify what high reward means to you. But again, I'm going to take your information that you're sharing with me and do my best to seek out those best fit opportunities. And something that's ready made. Something that maybe you already are in the industry and you want to jump in with both feet into owning your own business. Those could be ready made. The other kinds of opportunities that are out there are known as resales. These are existing franchises that are operating today and are for sale. You are, rather than starting up a franchise, you can purchase ones that are already existing, ready-made opportunities. Your passion may simply be owning a successful business, which unlocks endless opportunities, including highly profitable yet overlooked industries. What are the 10 biggest mistakes buyers make? This was the big one. Believing everything that's published on the internet. There's a lot of bad information regarding franchise opportunities on the internet. Most franchisors want you to hear directly from them through what's called a discovery process. And that process is designed to last anywhere between 60 and 90 days. And it's meant to simply educate you. There's not a sales pitch coming your way. They want to make sure at the end of the process, you're fully educated on the right information, which includes receiving their franchise disclosure document. That is a very important piece of information that typically is not found on the internet. It is shared with you as part of the discovery process. As I work with individuals, sometimes I get a strange reaction by asking what's their exit strategy, and people will say, Charlie, I'm trying to get in, not get out. it's really important that you can see yourself at the end of the franchise agreement. Are you going to renew your agreement? Are you going to sell your franchise? So it's really, really important that you take that into consideration. Asking only the obvious and relative questions. I can promise you working with me, I will provide you with over 100 questions that are not obvious and relative. So I will fully prep you on the kinds of questions to ask the franchisors. Not understanding the 20-60-20 rule. What that means is in every franchise system that's out there, you're going to have 20% of the system that are top performers. You're going to have 60 that are average, and you're going to have 20% that are bottom performers. My reputation as a franchise consultant is I'm working with individuals who want to be in that top 20%. I'm not the person who's going to send the most referrals over to a brand, but my reputation is a silver platter individual, someone who has taken the time up front with me to really understand the types of opportunities that are out there and that are telling me, Charlie, I'm going to be in that top 20%. If I like them and they like me, I'll be in that top 20%. Forgetting that it's a mutual assessment. Hopefully we were all born, with two ears and one mouth. Do a lot of listening to what they're saying. Do a lot of talking. They're going to do the same. So remember, for 60 days, you're going to be doing a lot of talking. You should be asking lots of questions. This isn't a process where you just simply sit back and let them do all the talking. So make sure it's a mutual assessment. Being too analytical or too intuitive. This is called analysis paralysis. And there are some individuals out there that just cannot receive enough information regarding the opportunity. I can assure you that the franchisor is going to give you every piece of relevant information they can share with you about their opportunity. And, rather than being analytical, ask them questions to help you, progress through their process. Not defining or understanding your own unique buyer values. You don't have to worry about that. Should you choose to work with me, I'm going to help you identify all of your buyer values. Not compiling a team of advisors in your decision making. This could be a spouse. It could be, a business associate that you've worked with in the past. It can be someone that you trust. That's perfectly fine. It's smart to, have your sphere of influence to help you make a decision on, is this the right franchise opportunity for me? Perfectly fine. Going with the least expensive or cheapest royalty business. That oftentimes is not a good move. There are, entry level, franchise opportunities out there. Are they going to make you the happiest? Are they going to make you the most money? I don't know. We would have to dig into the different ones that you might have some interest in, but, don't just go after ones that have the lowest entry or the cheapest royalties. This is the big one, and it kind of goes along with analysis paralysis. It's allowing others to snatch your dream without the facts. So you might get stuck in neutral during the discovery process. And while you're stuck in neutral, someone else comes in and purchases your territory. So it's really important that you continue through the process for 60 to 90 days. At the end, you are going to be invited into their headquarters and attend a discovery day or what's called a meet the team day. And at the end of that process, they were going to have a formal vote, and they'll either say, we love you, come join us, Or they could say, unfortunately, we just don't think we're going to be a good fit, and they could disqualify you. So this is like a job interview for 60 to 90 days. Conversely, at the end of the process, you get to do the same with them. If you're not 100% feeling it, you are bound into nothing and you can simply step away. I never want someone to purchase a franchise if you're not 100% feeling it, and just keep that in mind. All right, let's open up some Q&A. I am happy to try to answer any questions that anyone has on our call today. Any questions? Okay, someone has asked the question, and you can put your questions in the chat if you like. I'm going to answer this question live. What's your process for determining a good fit? I will tell you my process. So I have you complete 3 assessments for me. And the 3 assessments are, the first one is simply going to tell us what kind of entrepreneur you are. And there's different, scales of entrepreneurability. If you scored really high on the first assessment, it's telling me you're meant to own your own business. But guess what? Probably not a franchise. If you were to score a little bit lower, that person is considered to be a franchipreneur. That is someone who's going to find extreme value in being part of a system. Um, the Uber entrepreneur that scores quite high, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like oil and water with franchising. So that's, one of the first things I try to determine is what kind of entrepreneur you are. If you score extremely low, it's telling me that you're probably pretty risk adverse and you love a guaranteed W-2 paycheck. Again, nothing wrong with those individuals, but the one in the middle is definitely the best fit. Okay, the franchipreneur. Can you give me some recent examples of the types of franchises you matched with clients? Okay, I will answer this also live. So in a roundabout way, you also might be asking me, Charlie, what are the most hottest industries out there? So there's a huge gravitation ever since COVID to pet related franchises. It could be pet retail, not the actual selling of pets, but selling the supplies, selling the food, anything related to pet grooming. I would say, call it my last 10 placements. I would say half of them are pet related placements, along with some home services related brands and tutoring, and also senior care, home care. Those are all really hot industries that are out there. Okay, so those are some recent examples. Okay. Do we have any other questions? All right. If not, let's continue on. All right, everyone. For those of you that were kind enough to stay on this webinar, I greatly appreciate it. And, I do look forward to chatting with you about opportunities. We are going to do a drawing right now. And look at these prizes. $5,000 for first place, second place $3,000, and third place $1,000. The way this will work, as you see at the bottom, the incentives will be issued after you pay your initial franchise fee. This is considered taxable income and must be reported accordingly. So the minute that you pay your fee, they turn around and pay me, and then I will send you a check for either $5,000, $3,000, or $1,000. So this is exciting. Let's go ahead. We're going to do third place first. So again, hopefully you put your name into Zoom. Let's do this. Let's get the wheel up. Let's spin that wheel. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. For $1,000. Congratulations, Blaine Berkeley. Awesome. Second place for $3,000. Julie. Congratulations. All right, everyone. Grand prize. $5,000 to be used towards the purchase of your franchise. Let's see who wins. Ooh, I know. That's Dixie. Congratulations, $5,000 towards the purchase of your franchise. Congratulations. Well, good job, everyone, on making it through, and your time is greatly appreciated. Let's wrap this up. Guys, here at the end, we're having a little technical difficulty for our last slide. Hang on just a moment. Let's do this. We're having a little difficulty there. I'm in the chat. I'm going to send. Oh, I'm sorry. We had one more question too. It says, after the assessment to you, do you send us a list of franchises with risk assessment and profile margin? I think that's profitability margin. What I ask for in the assessments is, what is your earnings expectations after year 1, year 2, year 3? The actual profitability will be shared by the franchisor as part of the discovery process. Okay. I'm going to, in the chat, I'm going to include my contact information. And I would love to, work with any of you that have attended today. There is my email address and also my direct line phone number. If you're interested in exploring an opportunity, I would love to help you. For those of you that won the prizes, let's put those to good use. You do need to make your decision before December 31st to be eligible for the prize. And I'll toss it out there one more time. Is there any remaining questions on our call today? Just put it in the chat. And if I don't see any questions, okay, that looks like it's it. Here you go. The slide finally came up. Want to learn more about franchising, have a friend, family member, or colleague, or simply want to chat one-on-one? There is my contact information. There is also my website that you can, learn a little bit more about franchising, a little bit more about me. And you can also click on the Calendly link on the far right to book directly with me. Okay, our intro calls usually last about 15 minutes. And again, I look forward. There's no obligation, like I said. If we chat and this is for you, great. We'll continue on. If it's not for you, no harm, no foul. I'm happy to chat with you. Everyone, thank you so much for your participation today and your time. And good luck out there in anything that you want to pursue. Thank you very much.